What if I told you that there's some features and tricks in your Tesla Model 3 that you don't know about yet? You're probably thinking, how can this guy possibly tell me things about my car that I don't know about yet? Smash that like button to find out. Wait, today I'm feeling kind of cinematic, so before we start the video, let's roll this short clip real quick. What's poppin', what's Coochie, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Jay and today we are back with another Tesla Model 3 video. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you some features and tricks that your delivery specialist may not have told you about, so make sure to stay tuned. Alright, so if you just took delivery of your Tesla Model 3, you might be wondering, is there a parking brake in the car? Honestly, it took me a really long time of frustration and built up anger before I finally Googled the answer, but here's how you turn on the parking brake. So all you have to do is make sure that your car is in parked, and then once you're in park, you just have to hold down the button here for about 2 to 3 seconds, and then you should notice a red parking symbol pop up on your touchscreen. Now that shows you that your parking brake is engaged. As a bonus tip, here's how to get your car in neutral. All you have to do is press down on the brake and hold down the lever for about 2 seconds or so. You should notice that your car is now in neutral. There you go. For this next trick, this is something that you absolutely must remember. It's a huge game changer, and honestly, people that know about this trick will most likely appreciate you and respect you a little bit more. So when you plan on supercharging your car, always make sure to go one car apart from the other Tesla. The reason for that is because a lot of these stations share the same source. So if you park right next to another Tesla sharing the same station, for example 1A and 1B, it'll actually cut down your charging speed. So for the fastest charging, always make sure to go to the stall one car apart. So instead of going to 1B, go to 2A instead. If you ever supercharge next to another Tesla and they give you dirty looks, you might know the reason why now. Oh, and if you want a little extra color in your life right before supercharging, plug in a charger and press on the button 10 times for a rainbow surprise. So if you use autopilot pretty often, you may have noticed that it's kind of difficult to disengage the autopilot function. So for example, if you're engaged in autopilot, you either have to swerve out a little bit aggressively or you have to brake check the person behind you. But there's actually an easier way to disengage autopilot. So let's go ahead and turn it on real quick again. So to disengage the autopilot, all you have to do is press the right stalk up once, and there you go. Now it's disengaged. While we're on the topic of autopilot, a lot of people seem to think that you can only engage it while you're driving, but that's not true. As long as your car is in hold mode and the steering wheel symbol is active on your touchscreen, all you have to do is press down on the right stalk twice, and there you go. You should be engaged in autopilot. One more quick tip is whenever you're engaged in autopilot, you should notice that there's a speed limit sign here. If you click on the speed limit sign, it should take you back to whatever offset you put for your speed limit. So I've had my Tesla Model 3 for about 3 months now, and even though it hasn't been perfect, it's been pretty near perfect. One of those instances where it hasn't necessarily been perfect was when the screen went completely black on me, so I was unable to access any of the functionalities on the car. And another instance was when my smartphone wouldn't connect via Bluetooth with the car for whatever reason. So in order to fix this, it's actually really quite simple. All you have to do is perform a soft reboot. So to do this, all you have to do is press down both of these buttons and just hold it down until you see a Tesla logo appear. Pretty simple. There you go. All of your minor issues should be solved now. One of the first things that you learn how to use in your car is your temperature as well as your volume control. So we all know that in order to turn on the temperature, all you have to do is press on this little fan and then toggle on or off the power button, right? But there's actually an easier way to do this without having to go into the screen at all. So if we actually minimize the screen right now, all you have to do is hold down the button, and you should know that the fan now is off. And if you just hold it on one more time, that turns on your temperature control. You can also adjust your temperature to your liking by pressing onto this temperature button here, and then just click and drag instead of having to press on these little arrows, little at a time. So you can also do this with your volume control. So instead of having to press on these little arrows, little at a time, just click and drag. Click and drag. Simple. Whether you're in a Tesla or a regular ICE car, one of the biggest common mistakes is to signal the opposite way when you're trying to cancel the turn signal. So for example, if we just hit the right signal here, a lot of people tend to flick left to cancel it, but you don't always get it at the first try. So what happens is you end up signaling the other way and just makes you look like a fool. Well, there's actually a really simple fix to this problem. So let's go ahead and take the example of turning right one more time. Instead of having to hit the opposite direction, just go ahead and flick the lever up about halfway through. There you go. Unlike your computer at home, did you know you can actually close out the windows on your touchscreen without clicking the X? Let's go ahead and take a look. Here is your quick controls. All you have to do is drag. And here's your music. Drag it down. And then here is your temperature. Just drag it down. Super, super easy. And I found it extremely useful, especially when you're driving. So you don't have to locate the X, press on it. You know what I mean. Alright guys, hope you guys enjoyed the video and found it useful. Which hidden feature was your personal favorite? Also, if there's any hidden features that I may have missed, make sure to leave it down in the comments below. Also, check out my other Tesla videos if you haven't gotten a chance to do so already. Lastly, make sure you smash that like button. Also, make sure to subscribe to stay tuned for what's next. Appreciate you guys. Peace.